live. We're going live. We're live. We're here. And we're live. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Allie. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We got a lot to talk about. So let me get our chat up and running. Okay. Look, I got my little banner. I'm getting the hang of this, you guys. I'm getting the hang of it. All right. Okay, so my bitter chickie started us off right, and she was like, what is everybody drinking tonight? You know, you gotta stay hydrated, right? Diet Peach Arnold Palmer. That just sounds delicious. It just sounds great. Okay. Pamela, she's got a hot cup of peach tea. Okay, we've got a peach theme going on. What is up with that? Diane says, hey, everybody. Hello. Okay. Shelly's here. Hey, Shelly. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, here's Darlene. Okay, Darlene is in PA. Where are you? Girl, I'm down in the South. I am in the South. It is starting to warm up down here. Hey, Ashley. Look, oh, the messages are piling in and I'm already getting behind. Hi, Cindy. And Sandra's here. Shelly's doing good. She's drinking water. I'm putting in my negative comments early and hosting a video. Sandra, I'm watching you. Look, Shelly's doing good. She's drinking water. Good job. Ooh, oat coconut. Excellent. What's Darlene drinking? Diet Orange Sunkissed Soda. Nice. Okay, so I busted out the magical unicorn tumbler for today. And I have in here Sprite Zero and my Starburst strawberry. Okay, you guys have to tell me, is anybody else flavoring their Sprite Zero? It's like my new favorite thing to do. So let me know in the comments if you've tried that. If you haven't, I'm telling you now that you should. Okay, great. Diane said, boring water. Hey, Anna's here. Hey, Anna. Joe is here. Hello. Looks like Debbie's also drinking boring water. You guys are better people than me because I cannot do just straight up water. I mean, I can. I don't want to make it sound like I physically can't. I choose violence. I choose not to. Look, Joe's in PA too. Look, Chantal says, hi. Hello. Look, is Pennsylvania in the house? What is happening? Everybody's in PA. Okay, here we go. I think that's supposed to be Starburst. Ashley says, Starberg. That sounds like a really fantastic sci-fi ship name. Starberg Blue. The blue raspberry on point juice. It's really good. It sounds good. Lisa's here. Okay, great. Look. Your friendly Louisiana alligator here. Yay, Angel's here. Hello. I'm so happy to see all my people. Hey, Lewis, bringing the steak. Hey, Lewis, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Jess says, I took the plunge and purchased salt electrolytes and sipping on the cherry flavor. Okay, Jess, you have to let me know if you like it. Let me know because I haven't gotten it yet. So yeah, but I keep looking at they have like a combo flavor pack where you can try all the flavors. I think there's like 30 flavors or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing it. Look, Debbie's from Pittsburgh and she's drinking green tea. That's fantastic. I love green tea. But if I drink it this late in the day, whew, forget it. I'm never going to bed. Memphis, Tennessee. Ashley showing up from Memphis, Tennessee. What's Laura say? Needing a cup of coffee. Ah, Delray Beach, Florida. Excellent. Okay. All right. So you guys see my little ticker down here, right? I'm getting fancy. So if you have a question, right, you can ask me anything you want. Just put some QQQs or some question marks in front of it. That way it'll kind of pop out to me and I'll be sure to grab your question. All right. What's Darlene say? Loved when you said on the video with Kevin that you weren't going to edit him out misbehaving. Yeah, if you had $1 for every time I said that in a video and edited it out, Darlene, you would be rich. Because I always say that to him, and most of the time I end up editing out his shenannery. It's just one of those. Sometimes it's a little too much, or he gets really loud because he gets amped up, and then I feel bad because I know some people listen with headphones, so I don't want them, like him barking in their ear. But yeah, he cracks me up. Janet's got, hi, Allie, Diet Orange Sody. Sody Pop. Love it. We got Newport Beach in the house. Evian water, which has electrolytes. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. It's not just boring water. It has electrolytes. Look, Heather's here. Hi, Heather. Shelly's like, I love your tumbler. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Funny little story while we wait for some questions to come in. So there is this little, this dead giveaway that I live in the South. There's this little country restaurant that we go to for catfish. And they have, it's almost like they want to be a Cracker Barrel, right? So they've got like the little mini store in the front and they have all this stuff and they have somebody who does tumblers, all sorts of kinds. So anyway, we walk in and I was waiting for my wife and her parents to walk in. And I was looking at the tumblers and I saw this one and I was like, oh, I'm getting that on the way out. So anyway, everybody else was kind of looking at the store, right? We're waiting to be seated. And my wife had made note of this tumbler, right? Because she saw it. She knew immediately that I would like it. So when we were about to leave, of course, I went and grabbed it, right? And checked out. And as I was checking out, my wife runs up and she's like, wait, before you check out, I got to show you this tumbler. It was already in the bag. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. And she went over there. She was like, no, somebody got it. It was a unicorn tumbler. You would have loved it. And I was like, oh, you mean this one? So that's my shenannery to start us off strong. And if you're new here, every time I say shenannery, you have to take a drink of whatever you're drinking. Hopefully it's not an alcoholic beverage, because if it is, you in for a rough ride, and it's only Wednesday. Okay, Joe, I'm intrigued. Drinking water with lemon, that seems pretty normal. And cinnamon? I'm on a cinnamon kick, Joe, so you have to tell me, is this good? Is this a thing that I just don't know about? Because I have been known to miss the memo about the cool things to put in water. So, Joe, let me know if it's good. I might have to try that. All right. Marlene is doing a protein shake. Nice. GLP journey and review. Hey, drinking a circle water. Excellent. Love those. Hey, Wendy's in PA too. Okay, I got to slide down because you guys are... Dawn's here. Hey, Dawn. Okay. Oh, here we go. Laura says, what are you putting in your Diet Sprite? Yes. This has been my latest obsession. Any kind of flavoring. But I put it in the Sprite Zero or Diet Sprite. Whatever makes your heart happy. So, yeah. The liquid flavoring is really the easiest to mix, right? Because whenever you try to mix a powder into a carbonated drink, it doesn't really mix right. You can, but may or may, but if you do a liquid, right? And don't limit yourself to just this one. Like there's tons of variety. So get out there, live on the edge, flavor up your drinks. Darlene said, "Where's Leaf Slayer tonight?" I don't know. I did have a couple people message me and say they were going to be driving. So, Maya, if you're driving and you can hear me, please be safe on the road. I know there's some people that'll be listening in their car. Okay. Lisa's Fragrance Corner. No water for me today, but drinking wine, I know not good. Listen, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Venus says, "Hi, Allie. Hello. Jules is here from Virginia. Virginia's for lovers. I used to live in Virginia." All right. GLP1 Chronicles. All right. Long Island. Long Island. Black squirrel in the house. Woo woo. Here for shenanigans. Great. Pat's here. All right, great. All right, let me, oh, Lisa's in Georgia. Lisa, I used to live in Georgia. Yeah, I used to live there. Love Georgia. I have family in Georgia. Okay, Tammy's here. Diane's here. Everybody's here. Drinking. New Mexico electrolytes. What is that? Oh, well, there's a little beverage there. So I think what Maribeth is saying is that New Mexico electrolytes equals some type of boozy drink. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, here we go. We got a question. Heather, thank you for your question. Okay. Tour thoughts on B vitamins being added as a workaround. Okay, so I'm assuming you're talking about compounds. So this is, man, Heather, right out the gate with the great questions. Okay, so is this a workaround that is going to save the day, right, when it comes to compounds? No. Everything that I have read, everything that I have seen, I don't think that the B vitamins are going to be enough. I think that if there was some sort of additional compounding agent, for example, something to help with, retaining muscles, something to help with fatigue, right? But not a vitamin. If there was something else that was more substantial, that they could make the argument that yes, these people need this, I think that it would fly. But just adding B vitamins is just kind of standard, right? Like you could pretty much add B vitamins to anything and it would be fine. It's not really going to change it that much. So I don't think it's a good enough workaround. The other thing is, and this is something that I want people to keep in mind when it comes to compound and mixing things and trying to, have a workaround as far as, being able to still compound even after these deadlines. It doesn't do them any good. And this is just my opinion based off my research. It doesn't do them any good to have 100,000 patients on custom dosing, adding B vitamins, right? All the things, if they're doing the same thing for each person. Because the whole point of the customized dosing was to say, hey, the dosing schedule that the pharmaceutical company offers is not helping people, right? There are people who cannot tolerate it, which is true. So I think they were on the right track, but I think they're going to have a really hard time saying, yes, all of our patients have to have this specific dosing schedule, right? Especially for patients that were previously on name brand, like myself, who tolerated the name brand dosage escalation just fine, right? So without all of that being meticulously documented and unique to the individual, I just don't see that it's going to work. So, but Heather, starting us off strong with a great question. Okay. When he's from East Tennessee. Oh, okay. Liking it, purchase it for a variety pack on Amazon. Oh, very cool. Okay. Lisa said, your pups are precious. Yeah. They're doing good. Kevin's with his mom outside, so I'm sure he'll probably make an appearance at some point when they migrate to the bedroom. Okay, Shelly's got a question. Hey, Allie. Hey, Shelly. Are you you're still working on the protein bar bundle, right? No, it's live. Shelly, the protein bar bundle is live. Yeah. So it'll be in the description box of this video and all of my other videos. I also have it linked in the Facebook group. But yeah, protein bar bundle is live. And I took in a lot of different people's suggestions about which bars they wanted in there. So I know there are some people that are not a fan of the cinnamon, and there are a lot of people who are. I was super excited because my restock of cinnamon just came in today. This is just empty box because I use organizers. So, but yeah, so if you want to try just the bars, you can absolutely do that. The link is live. We're good to go. They also extended the Kevin bundle through April because so many people were saying, no, don't end it, don't end it. So they're going to count up the votes for Kevin at the end of April. So if you're somebody who enjoys that one, you've still got time. But great question. Baltimore, Maryland, switched from coffee to water. Excellent. Hey, Winnie's got a question. Allie, what do you use for Kevin for any allergies like paw licking? I love that you're a pet nutritionist. Okay, Winnie, we're about to do a deep dive. I hope you're ready for this because I was born ready. Okay, so what I need to know is, so the paw licking, it can be from a couple of different things. It can be an overgrowth of yeast in between the toes, right? That's what makes our dog's feet smell like Fritos, right? That we all secretly love that smell, but we don't tell anybody, right? That it comes from the yeast growing in between the toes. And sometimes if there's an overgrowth, your dog will lick their feet, which will then make it wet, which will then make it worse, right? So there are a couple of different things that you can do. The main thing that you want to do is you want to figure out if it's environmental or if it's related to their food, because 8 times out of 10, it's related to their food. So Winnie, you're going to have to let me know what you're feeding your dog, specifically the brand and the protein, right? So is it, Purina chicken sensitive skin, right? Something like that. So let me know and we'll come back around to your question and I can give you some options. And I can already see that the comments are rolling in. So just in case we don't come back to you, you may want to consider switching your dog to a fish-based food. And if you have challenges with that, you're not sure what to look for, then definitely send me a private message over on Facebook and I can help you out. In my canine nutrition group, which is Padfoot Palms, Poodles, and Pals on Facebook, I do have a list of recommended foods. So if you want to, you can join that group and then it's in the featured section, right, kind of at the top of the Facebook group. But yeah. We'll definitely get your puppy doing better, but we got to figure out what the cause is. You don't want to just treat it, right? You got to figure out what the issue is, but we'll figure it out, Winnie. Okay. Heather said, I'm curious. Oh, did we come back around? What happened? Oh, why did it move the questions? Heather, I think I answered this is the other one. What happened? Oh, it jumped around on me. Okay. Whoa. All right. Sorry. I guess I must have hit the button while I was talking. I'm sorry. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Charlene's here. Hello. My better chickie. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, please. Okay. All right. Hang on. We got lots of peeps. And I want to make sure I don't miss any of the questions. Scroll down, scroll down. Okay. Got that one. Protein bars. Jacksonville, Florida. Jennifer in the house. Okay. All right. Sherry. Been doing this for 14 months. I've never used electrolytes. Why do people use them? Okay, great question, Sherry. Okay, so for some people, they have more challenges when it comes to staying hydrated. So many people find that for GLP-1 meds, they have kind of a diuretic effect, right? Because we're flushing out all of that inflammation, right? That we're all just like carrying around. Everybody online will tell you it's because your cortisol. That's not it. So some people are more hydrationally challenged, if you will, and electrolytes can help with that. And they can help with some other things too, right? So if you're having headaches, if you're finding that, you're having fatigue, then incorporating an electrolyte may be helpful to you. I will say that most people that you see online are consuming way too many electrolytes. I have electrolytes maybe every other day. It, if I have a day where my suppression is really high and I know that I didn't get anywhere close to my water goal and I can feel myself kind of getting a headache or feeling yucky, then I'll say, okay, let me throw in some electrolytes. I don't get crazy with it because for me, they tend to be too salty. So please don't feel like you have to do it. If you want to, you can. The key is just don't overdo it. I see some people that are like, it's all they drink, electrolytes all day long. I don't know how they do it. It's shenanigans, if you ask me. Sherry, great question. Okay. Anita's here. Hey, Anita. Okay. Is it weird that even on maintenance and up calories and 9 days between shots, I'm still not hungry? No, it's not weird at all. So the thing about maintenance, and this is why there are so many people that struggle with maintenance, it's so individualized. There are some people that will come down in dose and it doesn't work for them. Their hunger goes through the roof. The inflammation kind of comes back and they really struggle. And so they end up having to stay at high doses. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are others who can space out their shots and do 9 days, 10 days, 14 days, 22 days. I saw somebody post the other day in a maintenance group and they were like, I'm going 32 days between shots. I was like, well, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. But it works for them. See, each person's body is different and you just have to find what works for you. The key to maintenance is finding the dose, finding the time frame, right, between doses so that you can maintain, right? So you're not continuing to lose weight. And I actually have a video that's going to be coming out on this very soon. So Anita, you are right on point. Hey, Spoonie's here. Spoonie Magoomy. Boo, 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 boo. I just feel like every time I see Spoonie's name pop up somewhere, I immediately break out into song like that. It doesn't matter if other people are around, if I'm just by myself chilling, if I'm, yeah, every single time. Spoonie Magoomy. It's like a theme song. Spoonie, I don't know if you knew that you had a theme song in my eyes, but you do. And I sing it every time I see your name. Okay, great. Oh my goodness. Chantal says it's 108 here in the UK. Are you my UK friend? I have a couple of UK people that are like, I want to go to your live, but it's in the middle of the night. I love you. Make sure if you have any questions, you let me know because I want to make sure that you have fun while you're here with us. Thank you so much for coming. That's crazy. On a weekday school night, no less. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Tropical Punch Waterloo. Okay. Question. How do you get the cinnamon to mix? Everybody's interested in the cinnamon lemon water. That's too funny. Shelly said, I liked your story about the tumbler. Thank you. Okay. 3/4 teaspoon in a 64-ounce tumbler. I'm guessing that's the cinnamon measurement. We are all going to be trying this. This is why I love to do lives because it's like we're all just hanging out. And one of us is like, hey, I'm crazy cool and I'm over here. I got cinnamon in my water with some lemon. Okay. Early hours. I was going to see if I can check out the Starburst strawberry. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I just find it at my local grocery store, but wherever you can find, water packets, water flavoring, right? If you can get a liquid version, it mixes really well into a carbonated drink. So just keep that in mind. What's Lewis drinking? Decaf coffee with. Is that butter? Lewis, is that butter? Is it a Pop-Tart? I'm just kidding. It's probably butter. I have heard of people doing that. I've never tried it, but doesn't everything taste better with butter? I think that's the consensus. Everything is better with butter. That's very cool. So, Lewis, are you doing that instead of a creamer? You'll have to let me know. Okay. Oh, my bitter chickie. She says Walmart Great Value strawberry guava drops are my obsession right now. That's interesting. I don't do a whole lot of guava because real guava, like the actual fruit, not the imaginary. So let me move this out of the way. I have a glass straw. I'm sorry if that was loud. So real life guava, not the imaginary kind. It doesn't have a very strong flavor to me. I think it's just my taste buds. But yeah, I'd be willing to give that a try. It sounds good. Okay. Here's kind of a group question from Pat. I've always loved fish and seafood. Me too. With a passion, but recently lost all taste for it. Has anyone lost their taste for their favorite food? Yes. So this happened to me for quite a while on my journey, and I ended up finding other things that I was really excited about, things that I never really ate before. For example, I became obsessed with buffalo hot sauce. Frank's hot sauce, if you will. I put that is on everything. I never, just want to say that into the microphone, ever in my life order hot wings. If we go out somewhere, like buffalo wraps, things like that, never in my life did I ever eat those things because it just wasn't my thing. Like, if I'm going to get wings, I'm going to get ranch. I'm going to get lemon pepper. I'm going to get garlic parmesan, right? I was never a buffalo girly. But then I got a Manjaro, and Manjaro said, haha, joke's on you. I'm going to change all your taste buds now. So now I like hot sauce and green apple flavored things. I have a couple of drink mixes that I've been obsessed about. The green apple Gatorade. Like I never consumed that stuff my whole life. It's something about these meds. Hey, Stella's from Georgia. Margaret's here. Mineral Lady. Hi, Allie. Watching your live episode in the car. Hello. Be careful in the car. Be careful if you're driving. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Heather clarified for us. So safety for the B vitamins. Okay. So B vitamins they're really, really hard to overdose on. So, it's one of those things where they can safely put it in, but if someone, for example, was low on their B vitamins and they got a shot, right? Like you can get in your doctor's office, and then they started taking a supplement, and then it was also in their compound, right? Then you might be seeing where it's too much. But it's just going to depend on the person. So, as far as safety goes, is it safe? Yes. The chances of someone getting their B vitamins way too high is slim. It does happen, but it's usually a case like I just mentioned, where they were low, they got a shot while they were in office, then they did a supplement, then it's in their shot, right? It's kind of the layered effect. Maribeth clarified she's not, in fact, drinking booze. Okay. All right, Maribeth. I mean, I was ready to party with you if you were partying hard. It was just a little drink cup, so we're good. Oh my goodness. Hello from Massachusetts. That's like last week we had somebody from I think it was North Carolina, and I was like, "Hey, you're from North Kakalaki." It's all these fun things. Oh, wait, here's my favorite one to say. Heidi from Rhode Island, which is my favorite. I like to say it like it's all one word. I used to work in a doctor's office, and my buddy at the front desk, she was from Rhode Island, and she was like, I don't understand why you're always saying it like it's one word. And I said, because it sounds cooler that way. Okay. Rhode Island. That's just, it doesn't roll off the tongue. But if it's Rhode Island, right? Anyway, showing my weird tonight. Hey, Winnie. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the super chat. You are awesome. You are phenomenal. We're going to get your pupper squared away. So, I'm working through the comments now. Or if you would rather work one-on-one, then send me a message on Facebook and we'll get it taken care of. And just for anybody else who may be struggling with pets that are doing the paw licking, my main recommendations are to do a diluted iodine soak. There are plenty of videos that show you how to set this up and how to do the dilution. Dr. Karen Becker is an awesome veterinarian to follow. She has a video where she shows you how to do it. Basically, you get a big tub and you have your dog stand in this kind of iodine, benzidine, I think is the version of iodine that she used. Anyway, go check out that video. And right, you have them stand in it for a certain amount of time, then you dry them off, make sure their feet are very dry, okay? If your dog is going in and out, make sure that you are drying off their feet. If they have a lot of hair between their toes, right? Get your groomer or get some scissors and trim that hair. It'll really help with, getting it under control, and making sure that you are feeding a quality pet food. And my first recommendation is always to go with a fish variety if you're dealing with potential allergy situation or yeast overgrowth. Um, but I can definitely help you on that, Winnie. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay. All right. What compound will you be on when done with mochi? I'm going back to name brand. So initially, I went with mochi because my doctor did not want to prescribe higher doses for no acceptable reason. So I said, bye. Got myself a new doctor. But yeah, so kind of in between time, right? I got the mochi 6 month supply, um, which is going well. But that's a great question. Kirsten from Texas. Look at that little cute puppy icon. Actually, what I meant. That's how I will always read that because that's how it sounds. Okay. Barbie Rebel. Yes. Everybody has the best names. Okay. Do you have an update on Join Mochi? Sure. What kind of update are you looking for? Are you looking for a generalized update or like a me specific update? The generalized update is it's a hot mess. That's the generalized update. They're working through prescriptions. Some people have started to receive their prescriptions. A lot of people are still having challenges. So it's just kind of a mess. So yeah, Barbie Rebel, let me know specifically what kind of mochi update you're looking for, and I'll get more specific for you. Okay, great. Black Squirrel. Do you know of any link between ADD and obesity? Ah, this is a good one. It seems like they might be related due to binge eating. I thought I had a curious what you think. Yes, they are currently looking into this. So, one of the challenges that us folks with ADD have is that we are often searching for that next dopamine hit in a much more concentrated way than your average Joe because they suspect that our dopamine levels are low, so we're constantly looking for stimulus, right, to get that dopamine hit, which can lead to, they're speculating, they don't have anything definitive yet, like you said, BE, it can lead to obesity, right? And then all the challenges that come with that. So, do I think? Absolutely. I think that it is absolutely connected. I think that as the years go on, we are going to find that there are a ton of conditions like ADD that are tied to obesity, diabetes, right? The list goes on and on and on. All of these obesity related comorbidities, I think we're going to find over time that it's all related. So yeah, great question. I think you're definitely on the right track. And science is definitely leaning that direction. So when you said corn chips, yeah. Everybody that's always the way they describe it to me when I'm doing a canine consult. They're always like, Allie, I don't know what to do. My dog's feet smell like Fritos. They smell like corn chips. So, okay, Debbie's got a question. All right. Was at my endocrinologist yesterday and he ordered me a DEXA scan. Okay, good. Check for bone loss. Great. Because I lost 58% of my body mass. Holy cow. That is phenomenal. I've been maintaining my 200-pound weight loss since November. Debbie, you are a freaking rock star. That is awesome. And I love that your doctor is getting you a DEXA scan. That's great. So you're definitely, I mean, you don't have to, but I would love if you would keep us posted on your DEXA scan to see how everything goes, because that is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Love that. All right. Okay, so Winnie, farmer's dog is good, is good. Let me know. Are you doing the chicken? Let me know if it's chicken. And for those of you who may just be joining, because there were a bunch of people that joined, um, you know, one of the most prevalent allergies that our canine companions have is related to chicken, unfortunately. The pet food industry is designed around chicken because it is the cheapest option, and the most abundant. So we have a tendency to get our puppies on a chicken food, and then they continue to have chicken throughout their whole life, and they end up having problems. So yeah, Winnie, let me know if it's the chicken variety. Okay. Debbie said, I'm wondering if anyone else has gone through a DEXA scan to check for bone loss. I am only 63, and that's normally not done until you're 65. Yeah. So I have not. I don't have a place locally because I live in a very rural area. So I had to go kind of far to get one done, but I want to. And I think it's an excellent idea. I recommend it to everyone who has the option, whether they are just starting out or at the end of their journey or in the middle of their journey. It doesn't matter. I think that it's a phenomenal tool. And I think that in the not too distant future, we are going to start seeing that most doctors' offices have this DEXA scan option. Um, because it just provides you with a lot of really fantastic information. So, yeah, so Debbie, keep us posted. Okay. Maribeth says, do the cinnamon bars contain soy? That's a great question. I do not know the answer, but I can look. Yep. Soy protein isolate. So, yeah, soy right off the bat. Let me see if it lists it anywhere else. Blah, 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 blah. Cinnamon, blah, 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 blah. Salt, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, soy protein isolate. That is the protein that they use. I'm so sorry. I'm guessing that you're asking because you're allergic to soy. So maybe that wouldn't be a good option for you. Okay. Okay. Dog question. I love Heather's got the little puppy in the front. What are your thoughts on Dr. Gray's brand of food? That's what we use. Dr. Gray. Heather. What is this Dr. Gray that you speak of? I shall consult the Googlage. Dr. Gray dog food. Do you mean Dr. Harvey? Dr. Gary. She said Gary. Why did I say Gray? Let's try Gary. Sorry, Gary. Dr. Gary's Best Breed? Is that the one you're talking about? I have seen this before. Hang on. I would show you what I'm doing, but it just won't show up on the screen. It's not going to be okay. Give me ingredients. Or don't. It just tells me grain free. Well, what on earth kind of shenanigans is that? Tell me the ingredients. Okay. So, Heather, this is going to be a no from me. So, I don't know specifically which Dr. Gary's Best Breed you're using, but here's what I want to teach you. So, I personally, and to better explain, I have a very conservative view when it comes to canine nutrition. I personally do not recommend foods that contain legumes or potatoes. Those are fillers. Your dogs don't need them. As far as the legumes go, pet food companies like to add legumes because it ups the protein, and then they use less meat. And Lewis will be the first to tell you that you need more meat. So Just reading off the ingredients, this is their ocean fish variety. So salmon, which is good. Red lentils, no. Chickpeas, no. Green peas, no. Then we're to whitefish. So unfortunately, this one's going to be a no from me because you see, it's got 1, 2, 3, right, of those ingredients that your dog really doesn't need. And they could potentially be problematic over time, right? And people have a tendency to feed the same thing over and over and over again, right? Because that's what we've all been taught to do. So, yeah. So you may want to look at doing something different. And like I said, just send me a private message if you want to, and or you could join, my Pad Foot Palms Poodles and Pals Facebook group. Like I said, there's a whole list of dog foods, raw food, freeze dried, jerky style food, canned food, kibble, right? Like all the varieties. So if you want to check that out, you definitely can. I probably need to link to my group in my videos because I think it would help people. Okay. Strega Rosa. Hey everyone, running late. I was watching a video of 80s one-hit wonders. Nice. I bet it was good too. I've officially reached the age where I hear things on the radio or on TikTok and I'm like, back in my day, the music was so much better, right? It's, it's just, that's what I say to myself now. Okay, Laura's got a question. I'm not hungry and being cautious of my protein, fats, and carbs. Can I skip a week from my shot? So I don't recommend that you skip a week. Laura, you're gonna have to let me know. Are you having kind of like an ebb and flow as the week goes on? So maybe your appetite suppression starts really strong at the beginning of the week, and then towards the end of the week, right before your next shot day, it kind of wanes off and you can eat a little bit more. You'll have to let me know. The challenge with skipping shots is that it can become a very slippery slope. And unless you're already at goal, Laura, and you have to forgive me because I don't remember, unless you're already at goal, you don't want to be skipping shots. It would be better to potentially go down in dose if you need to eat more calories, right? Like if your appetite suppression is so strong that you're just not getting in enough calories, you can drop down in dose and that may help you. Okay. Scrolling on down to the questions. All right, Jess says, I'm not on compound, but thinking of changing my B12 gel tab to another under the tongue drops or the B12 injection, okay, to combat Zepbound fatigue. Have you heard from the GLP1 fam about either? Okay, so here is my 2 cents. And let me just remind you, I ain't a doctor. If you're thinking about switching it up with your B12, the first thing you want to do is have your B12 checked. As somebody who just had their labs done, who found out that they had some low values, you definitely want to get it checked before you do anything. It can really give you a kind of a map of where your fatigue may be coming from. The other thing that I think, unfortunately, is rather misleading in the community in general, and this is just my opinion, everybody is like, oh, B12, that is just fix your fatigue right up and just fix it up. You just need more B12. That's not necessarily the case. So the leading endocrinologists say that you may experience fatigue specifically the first few days after your shot because it's activating your pancreas. Activate pancreas. So you want to keep that in mind. no amount of B12 is going to fix that. No amount of electrolytes is going to fix that, right? If your pancreas is not functioning at optimum level, like mine, then chances are it doesn't matter what you take, right? You're still going to have fatigue. But if you think that it may be related to B12 or any other vitamins, which it could be related to, I don't have it in here with me, but it could be related to magnesium, it could be related to iodine, vitamin D3. The list goes on and on. There are so many different options. So, just what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to self diagnose, right? So get the labs, check all of everything when it comes to vitamins and minerals, and then make a plan based off of those results. And just keep in mind that if the Zepbound is activating your pancreas, right? I mean, you can do the best you can, but if that's the case, I mean, there's just nothing you're going to be able to do about the fatigue. So just keep that in mind. But it was a great question. Thank you for asking. Okay. Just me, Marla says, if you drink I flavor Sprite Zero, a splash of vodka. That is an excellent choice. Okay. Here we go. Judy says, hi, Allie. Judy from Louisville, Kentucky. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. I haven't really been sleeping well, which is par for the course. I kind of go through phases where I do really well and I'm sleeping like a brick, and then I'll have a couple of days in a row where I'm just like, ugh, I'm just not sleeping well. It's all just shenanigans. But Judy, I'm so glad that you're here. You have to tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you up to. Oh, Anna's got a question. I do 3 times a week, before shot, after shot, and maybe one other time. What are you doing 3 times a week, Anna? You doing vodka shots? What's happening? I do 3 times a week, before shot, after shot, and maybe one other time. Maybe Anna was telling us about electrolytes? Anna, you're going to have to let us know. Otherwise, we're going to make up our own story about what you were talking about. Okay. Mary says, I started 10 milligram 3 weeks ago. I noticed food noise comes when I least expect it. Didn't you go through this on 10? Yes. I especially struggled with this on 7.5. It's just kind of random. I did find that after being on 10 for 4 weeks and then continuing, it did get better. So, Mary, I would say, hold on for one more day. Because hopefully it will get better. I think that a lot of times we forget, when we're going to a new dose, that it takes time to kind of build up in your system. It takes 4 weeks. So while we feel the effects, usually most people, right, within the first time of going up in dose, for some aspects of it, like, the consistency of food noise being gone, right? It may take the full 4 weeks. And for those doses in there, like the 7.5, the 10, the 12.5, which is what I'm on now, I also saw that with the weight loss. It was like stagnant until I hit the 4th week, and then it would start moving. So yeah, just hold on for one more day. Okay. See, questions. Actually, what I meant, did your number of subscribers double overnight? You're doing great. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I have been pumping out the videos. I have just like I got real crazy there for a minute. I was doing 2, 3 videos in a day. And what that does is it really helps the YouTube algorithm to push out the content. Um, so yeah, and there were some videos that, did a lot better and they were able to reach more people, and then some that didn't do quite as well. But those are for my special subscribers. They're the videos where, like I did my scuba diving stories, which was related to my last live. So yeah. But thank you for noticing, and I am doing great. I have all of my subscribers are really phenomenal people, and I could not be more excited to have them because I love you guys. Okay. Lewis says, "Yep, butter is all fat, zero carbs." That's right. Also, butter is delicious. And no one can tell me otherwise. Okay. Cindy says, "Any ideas for water flavoring without citric acid?" Cindy, hit me with the hard questions. Citric acid. Oh God, it's got citric acid. Oh. I imagine they're using it as a preservative. Cindy. One of our other lovely group members is doing water with lemon and cinnamon. Lemon has citric acid though, so maybe just the cinnamon? I'll have to look and see what I can find. I plan on doing an updated water flavoring video. So I'll have to see what I've got and check the ingredients on everything. I'm pretty sure most of it is going to have citric acid. Do you need some giant chapstick? So I will share with you. It's cotton candy. It's awesome. Dawn said, "Frank's on everything." That's right. Hey there, from Oregon. Well, that's a new one. Hi, Kimberly. Thanks for being here tonight. Okay. Rebecca says, "Hi, Allie. It's Rebecca from North Kakalaki. I'm watching this while waiting for someone to come change my flat tire. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hate when I have car problems. So I hope that somebody comes to change your tire soon. And Rebecca, I hope you're in a safe place. Be safe out there. Don't take any wooden nickels." Okay. All right. Joni, "I'm a little late to the party, but I'm here now." Well, great, because we've all been waiting for you for 58 minutes. Now we can start. Joni, gosh, don't be late to the party. It's okay. You're just fashionably late. You're fine. Okay. Everybody's sharing drink ideas. Okay. Where are you living these days? In my tiny house down south. In my tiny house. In my old house. So we moved way down south into an old house because it was cheap. And I have this dream of getting us out of debt. So we are 3/4 of the way there. And part of how I accomplish that is by moving into a place that was really just too small for us and that's old, so that we would have a really, really low mortgage payment. But it's working. It's working. Oh, Anita said, "I love the on the pen last night. It was amazing. Cried like crazy." I did. I cried. If you guys haven't seen the video, I posted it, the article that has the video in it for Dave Knapp at On the Pen, where he does an interview and he talks about his family, and oh my gosh, I mean, just gets you right here in the feels. I was crying. I sent him a picture of me crying. I was like, way to go, buddy. I am starting my work day with tears because of you. Love, Dave. So, anyway. All right, let's see. Anita says my dog has that problem and her vet put her on salmon and rice or sweet potato. Yeah. So, yeah, you got to be careful with the vet prescription foods, right? Got to be careful with those because they have a tendency to be really high carb, which is not ideal for our pets. Salmon is great. Rice, as long as it's the only carb source, is also good. Sweet potato, I consider a sometimes food for our canine companions. I don't like to see it in their food because then they're getting it every day. And I'm not a huge fan of legumes and potatoes when it comes to pet food. But going with a fish variety for dogs that have challenges is definitely a good option. YouTube user. Did anybody see all the Tron blurbs and stuff? They're kind of going in a different direction. I was like, man, I really wanted to see, Finn, Cora. Anyway, every time I see this name, I'm like, user. I just bought the Kevin bundle. Yay! And even forgot it was your live. That's so funny. Don't know why my name isn't showing up. I'm challenged. Sorry. That's okay. Drinking water, plain old water. She's in Georgia. Kenna. Okay, great. Well, Kenna, I don't know why your name isn't showing up, but I love it because it says YouTube user. Oh, good. The AAA guy showed up. I'll be back after he changes it. Okay, good. You guys be safe. And I'm so glad. AAA to the rescue. Okay, great. Mary Beth makes a great point. B vitamins are water soluble. Yes. So if you consume too many of them, you will have created expensive pee, as I like to say. But yes. Oh, good. Just saying, retired RN. Excellent. Thank you for that, Mary Beth. All right. Okay, Winnie says yes, beef, chicken, and turkey. Yeah, so I would lean more towards the beef and the turkey, maybe phase out the chicken, and you might see improvement. If not, phase out the chicken and the turkey and go with beef and see if that helps. My bitter chickie, she says 100 amazing people here now. Yeah, we got up to 107 there for a minute. So Dawn, 98 watching, only 54 likes. Come on, Allie peeps. Yeah. Don't forget, you may have to minimize the chat or press the little button so that it goes away so that you can hit the like button, or we will remind you at the end so you can hit that like button at the end. I super appreciate it when you guys hit the like button because then it pushes the live out to more people, right? Because it shows that more people are enjoying it. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Okay. Soy sensitivity. That's what I figured. I'll have to look at the other ingredients to see if the other ones have soy too. But my guess is, right, it's an easy protein source. So easily digested, I should say. So yeah, it's likely going to be in the bars. My PCP prescribes my Zepbound to Lilly Direct. Okay, great. A passing diagnosis is required in order to get the medicine after reaching a normal BMI and healthy weight. What diagnosis code can be submitted? So, this is a really great question, Donna. You have stumped me. I don't know the diagnosis code. My guess would be if it was strictly BMI related, that the diagnosis code would still be your obesity code. And then I think there's an additional code for continued care. It may be another name. You'll have to ask your doctor. But there should be something where they can list the initial diagnosis. Like for me, it's type 2 diabetes, right? And then there are additional factors underneath, right? Like obesity, obesity level 2, obesity level 3, right? Like, and as I kind of go through, so yeah. Um, but I can't imagine that they would be making the doctor jump through a whole bunch of hoops, because with Lilly Direct, I mean, you're essentially just saying, yes, I need it. Here's the prescription, right? And then you're paying out of pocket. You're not going through an insurance company. So I would be interested to know, Donna, keep me updated and let me know if they make you jump through hoops, because I don't know very many people that are doing the Lilly Direct. So if you could keep me updated, I would love to know how it goes for you. And if there's a specific diagnosis code that your doctor ends up using, right? Definitely let me know, because I would love to pass on that information to everybody else. That's a great question, Donna. Okay. After being on a trip for a year, TRP, I'm guessing that's trip for a year, I'm close to goal. Just got approved for insurance coverage. Yippee! Why I didn't try sooner? Any other advice? Since I'm almost at stable goal weight on 10 milligrams, thoughts. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're at goal, then I would just say, you know, make sure that your focus is getting in nutrients, right? Your goal kind of changes from losing weight to maintaining the weight loss in as healthy a way as you can, right? So that's when a lot of people really start focusing on bone health, muscle, building muscle, right? All the things, making sure that their nutrition is on point. So, yeah, that's kind of where I see that going once you get to maintenance. But as long as your weight is stable on 10 milligrams, then right, and you've reached goal, then just stay with it. I see so many people that it's like a goal or a race to come down in dose. And Corey over on TikTok, she did a phenomenal maintenance minute at On the Pen, where she was talking about how the dosage doesn't have a moral value. Like, it's like, well, I lost all my weight on 2.5. Well, I lost all my weight on 15. It's like, who cares? Whatever dose your body needs, that's what your body needs. And I'm actually going to be making a video about that, because doctors are even getting in on this, and I think it's a dangerous mindset. Vicky, not that you had this mindset, you just kind of got me thinking. So doctors are now like, oh, you're on 10 and that's too high a dose for you when you're at this low weight, right? It's like, what? Who said that? Who made up that rule? Let's fire that guy. So, yeah, but that's fantastic that you're almost at a stable goal weight. I love that for you. My bitter cheeky girl, she's like, thanks, Allie, for that B12 myth busting answer. Yeah, I think that it's only natural when you're thinking about B vitamins, right? Because there are so many people just in regular life situations, not on a GLP-1, just regular life, that are like, oh, I don't have energy. I'm fatigued. And their doctor goes, okay, well, come over here. I'm going to give you this little pink shot. Right. And then all of a sudden you're like, woo, I feel great. Yeah. Right. Because you get this kind of flooding of B12. And so then everybody thinks that B12 is the answer. And I'm here to burst that bubble for you that B12 is not always the answer. For me, when my vitamin D gets low, my energy gets low, right? So that's why it's so important to do the blood work. Okay. All right. We got another question. Black squirrel. Okay. I just had my labs done, but it didn't show B12, just cholesterol, blood sugar, thyroid, and a couple of other things. What are the other blood tests? Can I ask my doctor? Yeah. So tell them to, when they're checking all of these things, right? So when you're going in for your physical or your regular visit, or, if you're diabetic like me, right, you're going in for your checkup to check your A1C, I always ask them to check everything, not just cholesterol, blood sugar, thyroid, right? Those kind of standard things. I ask for the full vitamin panel. And I tell them, I want to know, how is my B12? How is my vitamin D? Let's look at all the values. The only thing I will say that you want to be careful of is, depending on what type of office visit you're going in for, your insurance may not cover those labs specifically if your doctor doesn't say that there's a need for it. So, for example, this last visit that I went to my new doctor, I told him I want everything, throw the book at it. I want all the lab results for everything. And he was like, "Well, your insurance might not cover it if we just do labs on." I said, "I don't care. I will pay for it. I, have to pay for it out of pocket." But, it's a good thing that we did, because my vitamin D was very, very low, right? Now, I know that that's common for me coming out of winter, right? But this new doctor didn't know. So, yeah, so just keep that in mind, but just tell them that you want to check all of those vitamin values. And they'll add it in there. If you can get them to code it like for a reason, right? Like fatigue, it's really common. Or hair loss is a good one, right? That will usually help them to throw in thyroid. If you can think of some reasons, right, do a little bit of research, then, you can get them to throw in there, and then insurance might cover it. Okay. Excellent question. Da, 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 da. Okay, here we go. Judy. I'm doing good. Good, Judy. I'm glad. I think I asked how you were doing, and now you're responding. That's good. The rain and storms has finally stopped here in Kentucky. Okay, good, because I was getting sick of the rain. The sun is out today. I got my lab results back. My D3 was too high. Other than that, I'm doing good. Interesting. I wonder what's causing that. Are you taking any supplements, Judy? If you want to answer, you don't have to. Guys, I love you guys. So if you give me a little tidbit of information, I'm going to ask you questions. If you're not comfortable answering, it's totally okay. I don't want anybody to feel pressured like you have to tell me all your medical information. So, if you want to, Judy, I would love to know what your doctor thought about your D3 being high, if there's something that causes that. Sue says, working on weight loss and debt also. Yes. Yeah. I have a lot of goals. I got big goals and big dreams. I also have a big chapstick. So, okay. Kellum says, what's for dinner? For me? That's a good question. So, I have been craving. This is, you guys are going to be like, yeah, Allie's over there eating healthy stuff. Yeah, no, not really. I have been craving the chicken and broccoli rice-a-roni. I know, right? Tons of sodium. It's totally going to throw off my weight. But here's what I do. because that's what I was craving, and I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, which is kind of my rule that I've set for myself. If I really want something and I'm like, I'd like to have that. And then a couple days later, I'm like, yeah, I really want that. I'll go back to it. I'm like, okay, all right. So how can we take this thing that's like high in fat, high in salt, doesn't really have a whole lot of good stuff in it, but make it better? So here's what I did. I've got the chicken and broccoli rice-a-roni, and while I'm cooking it, I add in um, protein powder. Now you can do unflavored, or the one that I really like is I have a chicken soup base protein powder that I got like way, way back in the day. If you look at like some of my first videos, I was having a lot of nausea. And so to help me get my protein in, I would do these little mugs of this protein soup. Um, anyway, it tasted fine, but it wasn't like phenomenal. But it's great if you put it in something else because it just ups the protein and it's just got like this really mild kind of chicken flavor. So cook that. Then I steamed extra broccoli, right? So now we've upped the protein. Now we're adding in more fiber. Okay? So we're starting to balance out. It's like eat what you want, but add the good stuff to it to make it better for you. So, and then finally, I took a can of chicken because I need to go to the grocery store and I'm out of chicken. So I took a can of chicken and broke that up and got it in there. So then there's even more protein. And I got to tell you guys, it was delicious. I also didn't tell my wife that I was making all those adjustments, and she ate it and she was like, "What did you do? This chicken broccoli rice, it's really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, and it's really good for you." So definitely, definitely going to be eating on that for the next few days. But that was a great question. Okay. Tammy said, saw the article in your Facebook group. Very touching. He's doing such important work. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I don't know if you can hear Kevin barking. That's too funny. Okay. Catherine has a question. Have you ever reached a certain weight on the scale that threw off your progress? I reached a milestone on the scale and now I have intense cravings and giving in. Am I trying to sabotage myself? Okay. So, yes. I don't need an excuse to sabotage myself because I have been known to do that my whole life. But as far as, a number on the scale that threw me off, when I was trying to get under that 200-pound mark, it was really, really challenging. And I did find myself getting a little bit frustrated. So the thing about sabotaging yourself, and this is what I remind myself in that moment, if you're having cravings, right? Like I was just talking about, I've been craving this, chicken and broccoli cheddar rice-a-roni, right? When you're having cravings, if you can have it in such a way that you can make it better for you, not only are you going to satisfy that craving, but you're going to feel better about it, which gives it less power over you. And that is really the key that has helped me all along my journey. Food has always controlled me. I'm in control now. And so I'll tell myself, hey, I'm craving ice cream, right? And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm still thinking about it a couple of days from now, then I'll get some ice cream. And then I'll have the ice cream and I just end up having a little bit. And I stop and I think to myself, did this satisfy the craving? Yes. Am I done with it now? And I think that taking a step back and asking yourself that question, like actually saying it out loud to yourself, you're like, self, where are we at with this ice cream? Do I need to continue eating it? right? It sounds ridiculous, but it works for me. So the more you give the food power, the more challenging it can be. And am I going to have the rice-a-roni? Yes. Am I going to have the ice cream? Yes. But I'm going to try to be reasonable about it. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. And then I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I had that ice cream last night. So today for breakfast, I'm going to do something that's really high in protein. And I'm going to get in that fiber, right? And then I change my focus. So I'm not focusing on what I did, right? I'm focusing on what I'm going to do going forward. So, yeah. The thing about sabotaging yourself is sometimes you just got to have a conversation with yourself. And that's what I do. I have been known to stand in my kitchen and have full-blown conversations with myself. And the dogs are looking at me like, Mom, who are you talking to? And I'm like, hey, I'm talking to me. But it helps to put things in perspective. So this does happen. It's just part of the process. Just stick with it. Because Catherine, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Don't let that number on the scale throw you off. You're going to get right back on track, right? And you're just going to change your focus. So I hope that helps. Okay. Tammy says, oh no, I feed sweet potato dog treats to my 10-and-a-half-year-old lab. Okay, so here's kind of the exception. Tammy, I love you. Your dog is very old. Okay. I know we don't want to hear this when we talk about our pets. Let him have the treats. It's okay. It's okay. Let him have what he wants. I love labs, by the way. Janice said, I hit that like button as soon as I came on. Thank you. Okay. Ramsey, I was so late. I had to be a parent and stuff. I know. But we're glad you're here. We're already up to 116 people. That's fantastic. And don't forget, you can always watch the replay. Okay. Let's see. Looking for questions. Okay. Greetings from a fellow GLP winner from New Mexico. Lady Alex from New Mexico. Not old Mexico. New Mexico. I always wondered about that when I was a kid. I was like, why is it the New Mexico? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Just said, I was watching another live earlier today, and Christopher made a comment reminder that the goal is to stay on a dose that's effective. Yes. How quickly or slowly you titrate up does not make you better. Absolutely. And I'm guessing that you're talking about Christopher from the Downsized. That's going to be my guess. But yes. Yeah. Attaching some sort of moral value to the number of milligrams that you're on, 1,000,000% waste of energy. We're up to 119 people. What's up, party people in the house? Let's take a drink because we're up to Shanannary over here. Okay. Sue says, I've lost 44 pounds. That's phenomenal. I have 20 to 25 pounds to go. I'm on 15. I'm at a stall. Okay. This is common. I really need to dial down on my nutrition and maybe add more exercise. I'm not gaining, but not losing either. Okay. Now, don't forget, you may need to recalculate your calories on the tdeecalculator.net, right? Because you've lost 44 pounds, which is phenomenal. But because you've lost so much, you may need to recalculate your calories, right? So that you're in a deficit. But you're doing fantastic. Just stick with it. I know that sometimes it can be frustrating when we have all this success and then we hit a stall and we're like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I have even started purchasing myself stall rewards. That's right. I reward myself for being in a stall. You want to see what I got? You want to see what I got? I'm going to show you. If I can pick it up very carefully. Okay. This is what I got. I'm going to try to turn it carefully. Okay, so for those of you who are new, I like miniature things. This is my little capybara. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up to the camera. These are miniature Sega Genesis games and Blockbuster videos. Let me see if I can get my glasses. Okay. This is a little miniature Blockbuster video. You're not going to be able to read the print because it's so tiny, but it says Fit Flavor Fun on it. And it custom made. This is my gift to myself for being in a stall. So let me pull one of these off of here. Let me pick one that people may be familiar with. So this is Sonic the Hedgehog. You see how cute it is? Okay, but get this. I'm nerding out right now. Just stay with me. Oh my gosh. It's actually a tiny little game in there, just like it was. Banana. Anyway, let me know if any of you played Sega Genesis. Let me put him back up here. Anyway, this is my gift to myself for being in a stall, because previously I was just buying myself gifts for losing weight. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to start buying myself gifts for being in a stall, because why not? I'm an adult. No one can stop me. Okay. Hear him barking in there. Okay. By the way, all my labs drastically improved since being on a GLP1. All are perfect now. That's phenomenal. I love that. I am excited to say that aside from some of my vitamin levels being off, that all of my labs are now perfect. Cholesterol is down, A1C is down. All of the levels that were like so high before, they're all normal now. It's a really good feeling. Okay. Yes. Eat what you want, add what you need. That's right. Diane says, your dinner sounded awesome. Thank you. It was very simple, very cheap, right? But it was also delicious and had lots of protein. There goes Kevin. Kevin, you want to come say hi to everybody? Hey, buddy. Hey, are you being a good boy? Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Everybody's no. You can't get up in the chair. You can't get up in the chair. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I love you so much. Are you gonna go outside? You go outside and go potty? Okay. You better go. Are you going? Is he going with you? Okay. Okay. Good girl. All right. Everybody got excited. Okay. Go lay down. You be good. You be good. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, any memory of the chicken protein broth having that? So you're wanting to know which brand it is? Is that what you're asking? I mean, I can go get it and show it to you. I don't really recommend it. My dragon got messed up. I don't really recommend it now because it's not really that great and there are better options, but I can get it and show it to you if you want. Hang on. I have returned. Okay, by the way, the fit for today is Mother of Dragons. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is it. So this is this brand has a lot of bariatric options, which is why I went with this one. I'm telling you, I'm warning you, it works great to mix in things. It is not good for the purpose that I purchased it for, which is to have it by itself. It just doesn't have enough flavor to me. But the brand is Bariatric Fusion. It's 160 calories, 27 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber. And that's for 2 scoops. And the scoops are pretty big. So, yeah, it's just called chicken soup. But I'll add it into things, right? Like the rice-a-roni that I was telling you about. But like I said, by itself, do not buy it for that purpose. You could very easily, for what I paid for this, get, a unflavored protein and add it to everything. So, okay. Go down, down. Lady Alex, when I crave sweets, I take a few bites of chocolate-covered rice cake. Oh, yeah. I was addicted to those for a while. That was serious addiction. Hey, we're up to 125 peeps. What's up, peeps? Healthy and sweet enough to satisfy. Absolutely. I've got a review coming up soon of the protein bites. So I found a bunch of the protein bites and decided that I was going to test out all the flavors. You guys will love that review video that's going to be coming up because it's good and bad. But I give, you know me, I give it to you like it is. Okay. Let's go. Where are the questions? Yes, Catherine said, I reached 199 and had a bad week with cravings and sweets. I will try to talk to myself out loud. Yeah, it helps me. It helps me. Now, if I was like at work in an office or something, then I might not talk to myself out loud. But I work from home. So, but yeah, have a very real conversation with yourself. I think that too often we are just on autopilot, right? Going through life, you're on your lunch break at work and you're just shoveling food in, you're in the car, you're, doing the things, you got taking the kids to soccer practice and taking little Sally to her ballerina recital and doing the right. And we're on autopilot. And sometimes it can be really beneficial to just stop and talk to yourself and say, yo, self, we got to talk about these cravings. What is going on? Right? So it can definitely be helpful. Okay. It's called New Mexico. The U.S. invaded this land. Yeah. Taking it from the native Mexicans. Yes. Unfortunately, that is true. It is very, very true. All right. My bitter chickie, she was like, I was expecting the trash pandas. Yeah, that's going to be in a video. That's going to be in a video. I got myself a new little Zen garden, and I'm going to show it to you guys. Black Squirrel is laughing about my stall rewards. Why not? Lady Alex, she's on to me. She's on to me about the spending. I have said multiple times that I completely understand going from a food addiction to a shopping addiction. I can 1,000,000% understand how that happens. And I have to actively fight against it. Again, the ADD, looking for the dopamine hit, right? It's definitely challenging. Crazy Cat Lady in LA says, your mini shelf is amazing. Thank you. I love all my strangely tiny and strangely large things that are just random. Let me take you back to the 80s. I had Intellivision. Yes. Love the 80s, love the 90s. Jess said, gifts for stalls and gifts for hitting weight loss goals. You're my kind of people, Allie. Absolutely. You know, like, I spent so many years being so hard on myself and just really tearing myself down, just failing left and right, not meeting goals, not, like, and I've just completely changed all of that. Losing weight, you get a prize. In a stall, you get a prize. You finished your workday and you didn't bite somebody's head off, you get a prize, right? Like, I just feel like life is just getting better. It just keeps getting better. My better chickie. The people in the box say hi, Kevin. Yeah, he's being very good today. Gina said, I look good. Thank you, Gina. You look good. Dan was like, Kevin. Okay, here we go. Question. It's Rebecca. Can you make a video explaining the GIP component of tirzepatide? You explain things so well, and I think it would be so informative. I believe this is the key to my weight loss. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I need to do kind of an updated video talking about all the different components, right? Because soon, hopefully soon, we're going to have some new meds, new peptides, right, available on the market, and hopefully, right, they will continue to help people and maybe help people that have stalled out, right? So like retatrutide is coming. Got to keep an eye out for crunchy trutide this coming. So yes, absolutely. I can make a video talking about all those components. I need to do that. Okay. On recalculating TDEE calories now at goal, do you still put in sedentary and type of exercise? So this is my thought process on this. I do, because I want to see what my baseline is. If I am doing absolutely nothing for the day, right? I work a desk job all day long. If I don't get a workout in, I want to see what that base calorie looks like. Now, that is just my personal preference. There is a lot of miscalculation when it comes to adding in exercise, weight training, resistance training, cardio, right? Even our little smart devices are not 100% accurate. And I find that it's very easy for people to become frustrated by those. So if they put into the tdeecalculator.net, and then they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing all this is really fantastic exercise, and and it adds in a whole bunch of calories, right? And then you do that and you have a couple of days where you're not doing high intensity, right? You may have some challenges when it comes to your calories, the weight on the scale. And for me, I don't want to deal with that. I would much rather have kind of a baseline and then say to myself, hey, you know what? I said I was only going to work out for 30 minutes, but I ended up working out for an hour. I should probably get in like a little protein snack. Even though I've maxed out my calories for the day, I'm going to get in some protein. Or I haven't met my fiber goal, so I'm going to get in some fiber. Which, by the way, I mentioned this in the last live. This is the bread that I was telling you guys about. This stuff is phenomenal. I am addicted. So, it's 1 gram of net carbs, 40 calories per slice, 15 grams of fiber in one slice. If you make a sandwich with this bad boy, you've just met your protein goal for the day. Yeah. And it's delicious. It's soft. It's so soft, in fact, that I actually have to toast it a little bit so that it will hold up because it'll fall apart. But yeah, they have a seeded variety. They have a cinnamon raisin variety. This is just the plain white bread. So anyway, I got off on a bread tangent with fiber. Sorry, Vicky. Okay. What? Hello from Australia. Hey, so is it Cara? Is that how you pronounce it? I hope so, because that is a phenomenal name. Hello from Australia. I'm so happy that you're here. I would really like to come and visit you. It is on my bucket list. I want to go and see all the things. So, Cara, I love that you're here. Thank you for coming to hang out with me on a Wednesday night. Or, oh, I wonder what time it is where you are. Cara, you're going to have to let me know. Judy said, I love buying clothes now. Me too. Guess you could say reward myself with this persistent stall I stay in. Still trying to lower my body set point, and I think it wants to stay overweight. Yeah, so the thing that I try to keep in the back of my mind is I was morbidly obese for the better part of my life. And I think that sometimes it's easy for me, I'll just speak for me. It's easy for me to forget that I was so obese for so long, and now that I've had all of this success, like I just want to keep driving forward, right? And I think that's only natural for us to feel that way. But at the same time, we got to kind of take a step back and go, man, I mean, it took me, a year and a couple of months to get to this point. It might take me another year and a couple of months to get to where I want to be. So, yeah, I just try to keep it in the back of my mind. But I also love buying clothes now. I have to be very, very careful because, trying to get out of debt and all that. It's hard to do if you're constantly buying clothes. But the thrift store, people know me by name. Okay. Cosmic Beauty 888 says, what telehealth are you with now? I am not. I have gone back to name brand. So I went with a telehealth to get a 6-month supply because I was anticipating that with this whole compound shenanigans that's going on, that there were going to be a lot of people going back to name brand, which would then create a shortage. That was kind of my thought process. I'm still waiting to see how that pans out because compounding is still around. So yeah, so I won't be with the telehealth company anymore. And I don't think that I will be partnering with any of them again because wow, that definitely went sideways, which is unfortunate. Hey, Kimberly said, you all went on a 3-mile walk with me. Thanks for keeping me company. That is fantastic. Kimberly, I love that. We should do that. We should all get together and just do a live. I'll have to get one of those gimbals though. And then I'll have to be like that girl that was like running and talking. If you didn't see that roast video, definitely go check it out. Uh-oh, bitter chicky. Don't ask me about my Bath and Body Works addiction. Don't ask me about it either, because every time they have a $3 sale, you can hang that up because I'm buying it all. And then I found a scent that I really, really love. It's called Lakeside Citrus. and then they stopped making it. So now everybody's got it on like eBay for like $60. And I'm like, what? You people are crazy. I'm not paying $60. I mean, I love the scent, don't get me wrong, but I don't love it that much. But yes. And by the way, my bitter chicky girl, just so you know, it is extremely common while on a GLP-1 to have a perfume or cologne addiction. It's something that I'm currently looking into. It's something about, again, chasing that dopamine hit and finding things that smell good that make you happy. Like for me, I love the smell of fresh cut grass, right? And like when you first open up an orange, I love that smell. It's like a dopamine hit. So yeah, this is a real thing, and there are a lot of people that have that challenge. They're all over TikTok with their crazy perfume stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay. The shopping addiction is so easily fueled by the need for the whole new, smaller wardrobe. The struggle. Yes. Yeah. I definitely had challenges with that. I have done so much with thrifted clothing that, I mean, it has literally saved me. I would be out so much money. Okay. Lady Alex says, in place of spending on clothes, which I have accomplished, I spent on expensive organic food, eggs on the black market. Yes, I totally get that. My dad, he purchases all organic, and he's always telling me about the prices, and I'm like, hey, buddy, I wish I could afford that. It's good for you, but I can't afford it. Mm. Hey, Allie, I ended up buying the pink back brace and I absolutely love it. I don't want to take it off. That's fantastic. Listen, you have to take it off. I said in the video that you can't wear it all the time. I'm so glad that you like it. So for anybody who's wondering, so it's the posture corrector. I did a video on it, and I'm so glad. You know, I've had a couple of people that have said that they've purchased it and that it's helping them, and that makes me so happy because I was like, is anybody going to like this video? I don't know, I'm not sure. So, I'm so glad that you like it and that it's helping you. But don't wear it all the time, okay? Remember, we got to work on those back muscles. We got to get the strength up, but it's definitely a good tool to have. So I love that for you. Okay. Lady Alex, what do you know about sublingual garbage? I'm just kidding. Lady Alex said, what do you know about sublingual GLP-1s? My provider and compound pharmacist tell me this is available. Yes. Yes. And I'm probably going to make you sad because I'm going to tell you you should find a new provider and a new compound pharmacy. So the sublingual GLP-1s, the ones that are available not from Novo Nordisk, right? And I'm pretty sure they don't have anything out that's on the market. They just don't work. It's just the nicest way to put it. They just don't work. Your body is going to break it down so fast that it's going to feel like, especially if you've been previously doing injections, it's going to feel like nothing at all. I mean, we naturally produce and break down GLP-1 in our own bodies in 4 minutes or less. So that's why Novo Nordisk, you know, they purchased that specific, what is it? Where is Dave when I need him? They purchased that specific way, right, to do the sublingual, and even then, it doesn't help that much. So if you see it, if your provider's offering it to you, your compound pharmacy's offering it to you, please please, please don't waste your money. I think over on the downsized, they have an interview with someone much more qualified than me, who talks about the sublingual. So definitely go check out that video because yeah, it's just not, they haven't perfected the technology for that. And things that you can consume are always going to get broken down um faster than, right, doing an injection subcutaneous into fat, right? Because then your body's kind of absorbing it slowly over time. Okay. Okay. Kara says, what have you seen about creatine? So, this is a supplement that's been around for a long time. And I got a request on one of my videos to do a video about it, so I will. But in short, this is a supplement that draws water from the body into your muscles, right? To help your body build muscle. It's something that's very commonly used in bodybuilding, right? You'll see all the bodybuilders and they're pushing the various brands. In short, this is a good option if you're looking to build muscle. The one thing that I want you to keep in mind is you are going to retain water. So many people start creatine specifically for their workouts, and then they panic because they gain 8 pounds. And they're like, what happened? I didn't gain 8 pounds of muscle overnight. No, you're holding on to a lot of water because you've ripped up all your muscles and now your body is repairing them, right? And the creatine is keeping you holding on to the water. So yeah, but it's definitely an option. I think that as long as people are aware that that can happen, right? So it's not shocking to them. I think it's a good option. Hey, Cara said it's Thursday morning here. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. Cara, thank you for being here. I love that. You're getting to spend the morning with me. It's nighttime over here. We partying. Okay. Dr. Payne Nestor. Hi, Allie. Hi, everyone. Love all the info. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I love you guys. I super appreciate it. Oh my goodness. And another one? What? I forgot to say that you're looking great, by the way. I also love to thrift. You, Dr. Payne Nestor, are also looking great today. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, thrifting, I have always loved thrifting. It just runs in my blood. It doesn't matter if I'm getting clothes or antiques or just, looking just for fun, right? I love like all the little consignment stores. They're just fantastic. But thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I super appreciate you. Okay. Hi from Illinois. Okay. Judy says, "Did you get that bread at Aldi?" I did not. You're fine. So I did not. I live in a rural area, so I have to go to Fresh Market, which is like a Whole Foods type grocery store to get this. They do have it on Amazon, but unfortunately, it's just ridiculously expensive. You can ask your local grocery store that you normally shop with to order it for you. So if you try some local stores and you can't seem to find it, ask your grocer if they will order you some. And what I do is I get like 4 loaves at a time, and then I'll put them in the freezer and have one in the refrigerator. And that way I make sure that I work through it right before it becomes a sacrifice to the mold gods, because we've all done that before, right? Bought really expensive bread and then sacrificed it to the mold gods. I'm like, well, really hope you guys appreciate this sacrifice for this $10 bread. I really needed to eat it. Uh-oh, Diane's going to bed. Diane, don't turn into a pumpkin. No. Okay, good night. Hey, Dr. Nestor just finished working out too. These late night workouts. I love it. Okay. Everybody's talking about their scent addictions. Yeah, candles. Absolutely. We're not a cult. We might be. We might be. GLP1 cult. Oh no. Everybody goes shopping with Kimberly. Her daughter works at Goodwill and can get a discount on top of the low price. Oh my goodness. And Janet's going to bed. Unacceptable. But also good night and thank you for coming to hang out with me. We'll probably hang out for another 5 minutes or so. We're at the 2-hour mark. I swear I would hang out with you guys forever. Okay. Everybody going to bed. Everybody talking about going to bed. Oh, okay, we got a question. Okay. Judy says, has anyone on here taken phentermine with their GLP-1 or Contrave? So I have not, but I have spoken with people who have. So this is a really good option for people who they are either on a maintenance dose and they've kind of lost the appetite suppression, or they are just starting out and because of insurance purposes, right? They don't have appetite suppression yet because they haven't reached a high enough dose, but their insurance is requiring them to lose a certain amount of weight. So for those two instances, I have spoken with people who have done phentermine. The one thing that you want to keep in mind with phentermine is that there are no long-term studies for using it longer than 3 months. Unfortunately, they didn't study it for longer than 3 months. So chances are, if your doctor will prescribe it for you, they're going to take you off of it in 3 months. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't give it to the mold gods. I know. Yeah. Mhm. I think phentermine is the name of the med, and then Contrave is what it's called, right? Like tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, right? I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not as familiar with Contrave, but I know what phentermine is because people often get it confused with fen, which is not the same thing. Ah, Kara says phentermine, nasty stuff. Well, it was for me, major sleep disturbance. Yes, that is very common. Why are we talking about lemon pound cake? Oh my goodness. Scrolling through these comments can be dangerous sometimes. These conversations you guys are having. Okay. Okay. Oh, here we go. Cara says Contrave includes phentermine, different medications. Okay, thank you. I'm not as familiar with that one. Okay. We are at the bottom of the list. If anybody has any last minute questions, we've got 2 more minutos. So definitely pop your questions up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I have enjoyed showing you all of my, well, not all of my miniatures, but some of my miniatures. For anyone who is watching who is in a stall, I would like to take this moment to encourage you to buy yourself a stall gift because you deserve it. And we've got a couple of questions, so let's grab them. Do you have the Ninja Creamy? Yes. If yes, what is your favorite flavor? So I like to do the Fairlife protein shake, and I just throw it in there and make an ice cream with it. I I am hoping to use it more. I got it like right before winter in fall, and then now that I've, lost 114 pounds, I'm constantly freezing. So I haven't been eating as much ice cream, but I really like to do protein ice creams. I find that I'm more likely to eat them and like actually eat them up. I'm really bad about starting an ice cream and then it gets freezer burn and then I don't want it anymore. So, yeah, but I plan on doing a lot more with the Ninja Creamy now that, we're kind of getting back into good weather. Great question, Carol. There are a whole bunch of Facebook groups too where you can make all kinds of Ninja Creamy stuff. As a side note, I got mine at Costco. That was the place where I found the best price if you're looking to get one. Oh, also get the latest version of the Ninja Creamy. Don't get the old one. I did a lot of research. I'll make a video on it. Okay. Currently on 5 milligram and no appetite, but not losing. Okay, so no appetite, but not losing. Okay, how long have you been on 5 milligram? Don't forget that it can take up to 4 weeks, right? When you start a new dose for you to start losing weight. I know that can be really challenging for people, but just keep that in mind. The other thing is just focus on your nutrition, right? Track your calories, make sure you're in a calorie deficit, use that TDEE calculator.net, right, that we've been talking about, and see if you're in a calorie deficit, right? Make sure you're tracking everything. Okay. Lady Alex says, "What is Kevin's middle name?" That's a really good question. I don't know that we ever gave him an official middle name. We normally just call him Kevin Kangaroo. But usually it's just Kevin. But yeah. He doesn't Kevin Kangaroo is pretty much what we call him. But he doesn't have like an official name. He is AKC registered, but we didn't, we got him neutered, so he doesn't have like a fancy name. So Sega, she has a fancy name. Her full name is Sega Go Player 2. And then Sushi, I don't think Sushi has an official name either. No, she doesn't have an official name. So yeah, but that was a great question. Maybe we need to give Kevin a middle name. Maybe we'll do a poll and give him a middle name. Yay! Cara, thank you so much for joining. I super appreciate you. Oh, so Sin was wanting to know, should you go up in dose? So if you are on it for 4 weeks and you do not lose weight, then yes, you may want to go up in dose. But you're saying, I think you said you have no appetite. So you may just want to give it some time and see how it goes. I am leery to tell people to go up in dose if they're already having no appetite because it can make it worse, right? And then you end up at a level where you're becoming ill. Not necessarily, but you can. So, Joni says, good night. Good night, Joni. Okay, Sin says 1 month on 5, taking all my protein, exercising like a ninja. Okay, the other thing that you may find is if you are having appetite suppression, but you're exercising really hard, what you may be doing is losing fat and gaining muscle. And guess what that's going to look like on the scale? It's going to look like nothing changed, which can be incredibly frustrating. So you may want to take measurements. You may want to see how some tight clothing is fitting, maybe get something in the next size down and see how it fits, right? Because you may be changing your body composition if you're working out really hard, but you're not seeing the number move on the scale. So you may want to try some different things. Yeah, you're very welcome. Okay. Shelly says, has a great night, everyone. Live was fantastic as usual. Yeah, because you guys are fantastic. You are the one that makes this fantastic. I'm just here to bring the shenanary. Some people bring the rain. I bring the shenanary. I've also been known to bring a casserole. Okay, great. Okay. All right. I think we got to everybody's question. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. We're going to do it again next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and turn on your little bell ding-a-ling, right? So that you can get the notification that tells you that I've gone live. I also post videos every day. So if you need Shanannary in your life or you need tips and tricks, then definitely go check out my other videos. If you're new here, then definitely drop me a heart emoji so that I can go like your comment. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone. Yes, definitely smash that like button, please, because it gets the word out to the rest of the peeps. Good night. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you guys. Thank you for being so awesome. Be kind. Rewind. Strike a pose, strike a pose. Okay, all right. I'm really gonna get off the screen now. I'm gonna go. But everybody keeps saying good night. Okay, good night. Debbie, good night. Felicia, good night. Black Squirrel, good night. I'm just gonna say good night to everybody. We'll just say good night to everybody. 92 people. Yes, Bitter Chicky. Yes. Make it a blockbuster night. Here, hang on. Hang on. I got you. I got you right here. Make it a blockbuster night. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I got you. I got you covered. Make it a blockbuster night. All right. That was cheese factor 1 million. Okay. If you can handle that, then we can be best friends. Okay. Good night, everybody.